social media versus interest media. Okay, let me explain to you why you're not getting high paying clients from social media, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, but primarily focus on Instagram. Okay, this is the same advice that Hermosi gave me when I won the school games competition multiple times about how he looks at Instagram, and I'm gonna give it to you as well. That way you can start generating high ticket sales. Okay, so here's the thing, right? And for those of you guys that see my whiteboard videos, I'm drawing on my mouse. If you see any abbreviations, bad typo, that's why. Anyways, right? It is no longer like so we're talking about IG here, of course, right? So let's bring out the trusty pen. We're talking about IG, and let me go ahead and just do this. That way I don't get in the way of anybody. Actually, look, we're right there. Amazing. There you go. Cool. I'll go right there. Anyways, so we're talking about IG, okay? So I can bring out my pen. There you go. So it used to be social media, like you would go on there, right? You would chat with friends, which you still do to a certain degree, right? But now mainly what people do is that they just go to the algorithm. They just go to the real section, right? You probably do that too, right? So it is no longer social media anymore. It really isn't. It is interest media. It is just things that you are interested. Prime example, look at your algorithm because I want you to, I'm going to go a little technical, right? And you need to buckle up and pay attention, right? Because this is going to give you straight value. What people pay me tens and thousands for, you're going to get in a video. So you're welcome. So just pay attention. If you have a little TikTok brain or you can like stay focused, you're doing 10 other things, just click off, right? Anyways, so your algorithm right now is just things that you're interested in, right? You know, whether it's business, like for me, it's a lot of business, it's some hockey stuff, baby. But that is all that gets shown to me because that is what the algorithm picked up for me because that's based off of my search history, my what I interact with, everything, right? So here's what happens with a lot of coaches, right? And this is probably you right now. Here you are as a coach, right? And then you're thinking, right? I don't put the abbreviation get views, right? That's what it stands for. I don't get views, right? So what you begin to do is you become broad in your marketing. Okay, you start to focus on views. You start to focus on all these things like I need to get views. My views are only 200, 300, 500. So now you're doing, TikTok dances. Now you're doing little dance, like little trending stuff. You're trying to, do some things for attention. But here's the thing though, when you become broad in your messaging, you will attract eyeballs, right? You will get more views if you do little dances like that because people are watching that more. But here's the thing though, right? And this is supposed to be eyeballs. Okay, by the way, when you're abroad in your marketing, what if that happens is that you begin to make no money, right? I can tell you this for a fact from working with so many coaches. The creators that you see have a big following, they're not making money. I can tell you this for a fact. You would think they are, they're not, because they have a big audience that they're just doing a bunch of random stuff with, selling affiliate codes, all that stuff, but they're not a true audience. Okay, I've met more coaches with a 500, 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers make more money because they are very, very specific on who they're talking to. Okay, so they become broad in their messaging because they're focusing on views. Let me just tell you right now, okay, based off data, years of doing this, scaling my coaching business past 60K per month, I can tell you right now, views don't matter. Okay, because it is no longer social. It is no longer like I need to go viral. It just I need to have an offer right on Instagram. So very simple. Follow me here. Okay, you need to have an offer on Instagram, right? That is very, probably going to spell this wrong, but you'll get what I'm talking about. Very specific on who you're speaking to because the algorithm will find those people. So like let's say you're selling, let's make it more specific. Let's go fitness, or let's go, wealth. Okay? Or let's go, relation, right? Whatever. You guys get the point, right? You become very, very, very specific on that. And then what happens is that the person that's interested in those topics will be scrolling, whether they follow you or not, right? And it's supposed to be on your phone when you're scrolling up and up. And then eventually they're going to find your video of you talking about it. I'm like, oh, that's a nice video. And then they go to your IG, right? Because now IG is just showing them what they're already interested in. You see, a lot of you guys are just posting senseless content just for attention. A lot of you guys are just posting random stuff, and it's not gonna work, guys. I'm sorry. Like, so many of you guys are just broad in your marketing. It's not clear, and then Instagram's not gonna find those people, right? This is why it's like in our world, at time of this video, 2026 and beyond, it is very important for you to be specific on who exactly are you trying to help and not to focus on the views. Like even Hermosi was talking about it too last School Games. It's like he doesn't really care about views anymore. He just cares about the right eyeballs watching it. And that's all that matters. Like guys, my videos get on Instagram maybe 2, 3, 400 views, but I still generate well over 60K per month because I'm getting the right eyeballs. You see, a lot of you guys are obsessed about the view count when it just doesn't matter as long as you're speaking to the right people, right? So, like, very simple. It's like if you are a fitness, right? Talk all about fitness. If you are in the wealth space, like you're trying to help people get more money, whatever, right? That is all you should talk about. If you are in the, let's say, relation, like I mentioned earlier, that is all you need to talk about. Like, if you go to your Instagram right now and be truthfully honest with yourself, and you go to it right now, right? And of course, I'm just using examples. Some of you guys have a variety of different offers. Is it specific enough? Like the basic rule of thumb that I use when it comes to creating offers is, can it be tangible? Like, can and I know it may be hard for the spiritual coaches watching here too, but because those coaches, they spout spirituality stuff, I understand it to a certain degree, right? But you still got to make it tangible, right? Like the basic rule of thumb is like, can I see it? Like, can I visually hold it? Like, or can I be like measured? Like, so for example, we guarantee you results working with us at Client OS, right? Follow our system when it comes to content, outreach, sales calls, everything. You follow our systems, you will get results, right? And basically the way it is like we can measure that by when you start and by when your end date is. Did you get 5 high paying clients? Did the money come in? That's how we can measure. Did you get money or not? Like, that is the measurement. That is tangible, right? Some of you guys don't have that tangible. The reason why I'm saying that is because when I talk about coaches, when I speak coaches, right, Instagram will find those people, right? Because it is tangible. And a lot of you guys underestimate the fact that AI has done a phenomenal job in Instagram of finding your people. It is very easy to run ads now, to do marketing and everything, because Instagram will find those people, right? Because Instagram has every Instagram has every reason to show people your stuff if you're being specific, because they want to keep the people on the algorithm. They want to keep the people on the app. That is how it works. So very simple. You got to be specific, right? So let's just kind of boil it down to be specific on who you're speaking to. Okay. And let's go ahead and put views. They don't matter. They really, really don't. It's all about who is watching your content. That is interest. That is a buyer. That is all, right? I don't know what I was trying to spell there. Actually, interest. But you get the point. You want to get the who on, like, who exactly you're targeting. And then once you get the who, then you'll make the money. A lot of you guys want the who, but worried about views, so you're being broad, and then the right people are not seeing your content. Sorry, the wrong people are seeing your content. You see, it's like prime example. Let's say health rolls over, and when I wanted to do TikTok dances, I wanted to do a bunch of dances, right? Get a bunch of views. Some of you guys are like, damn, AJ, you're nah. But I would get views, right? Because you're doing trending audio, you're doing all that stuff, right? But my page will grow, but they're not coaches. They're not my market. So why do I want them? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, when you put it in that sense, right? Like, oh, I need to do this trending audio. And like, Instagram's just gonna show a bunch of people that like the audio, but they're not buyers. They're just, and you need to focus on being specific on who you're talking to. Like, if you are selling X, you want to focus on those people. That is it. Is it boring? Yes. You think I enjoy sometimes doing these videos? I love y'all, but I don't enjoy these videos sometimes. Like, I would much rather talk about this stuff. I love hockey. Um, there's a lot of other things that I like, right? But you guys are not interested in it, so why would I talk about it? Will it get more views? Of course it will. I can talk about, mindset stuff, all that stuff, but that's not what you guys want to hear. You guys want to hear about stuff like this. So this is why I make videos like this. Is it boring? Yes. But guess what? It generates our team appointment. It gets clients in the program because it is very specific on who you're talking to. And YouTube, Skool, all the platforms I use will do a great job. So that's it for this video, right? This will save you like years and years of heartache if you just focus on this. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.